Hello, and welcome to the Gojenn podcast. Today is Sunday, June 25th, 2017. I'm Gojenn, your hostess. Let's see, what else? You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as gojenn, and those are your best places to find me. If you message me, you want to comment, you can comment below here on the YouTube, or you can message me on Ravelry. Please do. Please friend me. I love making new friends so that I can go see what you're doing and get new ideas for things I want to do. So today, I want to do just a brief one book July planning session kind of for the month of July. And if you've been following me, you know that I have moved into one book June. This is a notebook, a uni notebook, A5 size. I think it was about $12 on the Amazon. Sorry. I am very happy with it. It lays flat for the most part, which I really like because that's nice. I can leave it out with my list of things to do, my bullet journal, my, all my notes. For One Book July, I had tried this layout, which was very stolen or inspired by Blue Lahe on Instagram, Bluelahe. However, this was my second week using it, and I found that I was making a to-do list daily because this was not satisfying my need to be sure that everything was included. I had Post-it notes every day. This was a day during the week where I just had to, make some lists, because if there's one thing I don't want to do, that's miss anything. So I have revised. That's the best thing about a bullet journal, is you can revise however you need it to suit your needs. So I still have the little daily checklist like Blue Lahe, but down at the bottom I've included the daily boxes that we usually have in our bullet journals, and that has made me feel like I'm not going to miss things. So this is my setup for the last week of June. July starts next Saturday. So I'm looking forward to One Book July. Now, with the bullet journal out of the way, I was going to see if you noticed anything unusual. Like maybe this. Is this not gorgeous? It's finished. All ends are woven in. I have not blocked it. I don't know that I will. This won't be worn until this fall because it's maybe 100 degrees outside. I'm not one who can live without air conditioning right now. So at any rate, it's this beautiful Malabrigo yarn in Malabrigo sock in the Abril, A-B-R-I-L colorway. The pattern is Snapdragon by Ava Nee, and I have my project page on Ravelry. I love it. I love everything about it. It is Tunisian crochet. I liked the stitches. I like the weight of it. I am so happy to have it finished. Yay! I promised you guys last week. See, that's what makes me do stuff, is when I promise. Because I don't like to promise and then not follow through. So thank you all for your encouragement for me to finish this. It's beautiful. It really is. this, if you notice, and if you think, oh, that looks awful, this part of the shawl is in a different skein of the Malabrigo sock that I had to order because I ran out. Yes, it is different. It has more blue than this has the pink and purple. However, I will try to put some still photos up at the end. When I finished it, I took some photos at work. And when you're looking at this, maybe you do see the difference. But if you're just, if I'm just sitting here and we're talking, we're having lunch, I hope we're having something good because I'm kind of hungry. But anyway, I don't think it's noticeable. And it sure doesn't bother me. So if it bothers anybody else, I'm so sorry. Not really. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, so this is my beautiful Snapdragon. Finally finished it. Do you know when I began this beautiful shawl? My longtime viewers might know, if you were around last June. Yes, I started this in June 2016. And now I have finished it. It is beautiful. Beautiful. I highly recommend the pattern and any of Ava Nee's Tunisian crochet patterns. I like the way she writes Tunisian crochet designs, her little schematics. I don't know if I could have done it without those. So I'm sorry, family members. This is mine. This will not be in the Christmas gift. This is mine. I will wear this. I wear a lot of purple and blue and black, and it will go with that, and it'll go with just about everything I have because it truly is my color. On the other hand, this is not in my color. This is, yeah, that's pretty good. It's a really beautiful tonal kettle dyed green, neon greeny. It is a Supernatural Yarns sock weight in the Absinthe colorway. I love it. I love it. And this is the Metrokerchief. I can't pronounce the pattern author's name. It's Yulia TCHA something else. TKACHEVA. Kacheva, Yulia with a Y, Chakeva. And I'll probably change that next week, how I do it. I love this. It is a very easy pattern to remember, not so easy to execute, because I'm sorry that the light is really changing the color there. In between every row that goes this way, you have a slip stitch row that goes back the other way, and you have to not forget these little bubbles, not bubbles, but little stitches on the end. It's just really a chain with a chain worked back into it, so or slip stitch worked back into it. But that's how it goes along, so I don't have to read the pattern. I check in with the pattern because she does have row counts to make sure I have the right number of stitches, because that's a really easy way to get totally messed up. It's beautiful. I love it. And I have another work in progress this week. And I worked on this, and when I asked myself, why am I just working on this like crazy? And then I remembered, oh, it's so my viewers will have something to look at. Cross my heart. I really did. You see the stitch marker there? That's where I was last time we talked. I came down with this mint green, came across with this, and to me this looks like a vegetable souffle or something. It's got green beans and carrots and corn. That's where, and squash. That's where my brain goes. It is definitely vegetables. And then here with this beachy color, I would not, there you go, I'm sorry you couldn't see. I don't think I would use this color because it has a gray background. And I know for anybody who's doing all those hippos for holiday and you're using those skeins by Lolo Did It, they're all a gray background. So that's good for me because it makes me know that I don't want to do those. The hippo for anythings don't float my boat. I love this. That pink in the middle sure is vibrant. I didn't realize it was going to be so vibrant, but it is what it is. So now I can take my little progress keeper, because I put that there so I'd be able to tell you guys, you know, keep up with how much I did in a week. And the neat thing about this coming week is I'm done with my Harry Potter knitting and crochet house cup challenges, with Nerdopolis challenges. All I have to work on this week are whips. I don't have to worry about making a blanket square for anything or anything like that. So this week I'm going to be working on the Metrokerchief, the green Metrokerchief, the 10-stitch Tunisian, and I want to get my sister's sock number 1 finished. I'd like to do that before the beginning of July. I don't know, I'm at the heel and I don't know what how I'm going to handle it. So I don't know how that's going to work. I may go back to the afterthought heel. I'm leaning towards that. I'd like to find a nice little mini skein in my stash that would coordinate with the, I don't remember right now what kind of yarn I'm using. It's a sock yarn, just a regular sock yarn. Phooey. But I would like to find a yarn to use for heels and toes. But so far I haven't found anything, so I may just leave, keep going with the pattern. But that way I don't have to worry about my pattern matching up so much. Okay, let's see. Nothing exciting happened this past week for me. You? No? Okay, so, if you read my last blog post where H is for happy, and I really think happy is overrated. Yes, I'm happy to be here talking with you today, but when I'm working on my crochet projects, would I say that I'm happy? I'm just content. I'm very calm, at peace, content. I think contentment, being satisfied with what you have, I think that goes so much further in giving you inner peace. And I'm not trying to get all preachy, airy-fairy, or any of that. But I think striving to be happy, to be joyful all the time, I think, take it down a notch. You don't have to be gleeful. Happy's good. I'm all for it. But I think it's better to be content. I think with a content heart, you'll be much more likely to have a happy life, or calm life, no drama, So anyway, that's what I think, and I am really known for my own opinions. I'm a legend in my own mind. Next weekend here in the U.S., it is July 4th, weekend, or Independence Day. That is my mom's birthday. So we will be having her birthday celebration. Well, she's really going to be having this celebration, and we're all just going to show up and eat because nobody wants to eat. If it were me, I'd say let's go out. So her birthday is July 4th, which is next Tuesday. Not this coming Tuesday, but the July 4th. And they're going to run, my mom, my sister, and my daughter are all going to run a 5K that they have here in town every year. So it's like my mom's birthday 5K. And she gets to have fireworks on her birthday every year. Isn't that great? I don't get fireworks on my birthday. I might get a sparkler. I don't know if those of you not in the U.S. or even in the U.S. but in different areas, if you had sparklers when you were a kid, they're just some kind of metal stuff and you light it with a match or a lighter and then it just sparkles like crazy. I love sparklers. Oh, so much fun. Anyway, so my husband we got into a really serious conversation about camping. And, you know, I have said that Dave Ramsey doesn't really think that camping is in the budget. However, we have a camper, and it's not logical not to use the camper. So it's logical to use the camper. So double negatives equal positive. But, so we have made some reservations to go camping. In July, we have 2 places that we're going. One is a state campground in North Carolina, which is pretty close to us. And another, we'll be going back to Lake Reedsville, where we went earlier this year. And then in August, we're going to go to the Dan River Campground, which is also in North Carolina. And then in September, we're going to go to Myrtle Beach for my birthday. But the city I live in is right on the state line. The city limits go right up to the North Carolina line. So we're here and we can enjoy the best of North Carolina, I think, because we're kind of away from most of the things that go on in Virginia, because that's all situated in Northern Virginia, near Washington, D.C., and Richmond, Virginia, the capital. So when we travel, we tend to head south towards North and South Carolina. So that's what we're going to be doing. Looking forward to it. You know I'll take you along. I would like to do a better video of the campground, because I watch people take videos of campgrounds, so I know everything that they do wrong, because I'm going, oh, don't do that. Oh, don't do that. Pet peeve, having a running thing along the bottom of the screen and misspelling it. That just I can't stand that. That just, oh. Pet peeve, things that drive a crazy person even crazier. Okay. One thing I did want to talk about, and I can't really do it while I'm talking to you, because I use Ravelry a lot. I am in Ravelry multiple times every day. I can get into Ravelry from work. So I can go on and look and at projects and patterns and things like that. And I have noticed there's a wide difference in the way people use their project pages. How do you use your project pages? For things like my Harry Potter Knitting and Crochet House Cup, I will have one project for Harry Potter Knitting and Crochet House Cup for the 3-month term. And then that's where I'll put the projects that I finish for the house cup. All my blanket squares. Okay? So then in addition to that, because that's how I keep track of what I have done, what I have left to do, I also will probably have a project page set up for blankets. that I'm making blanket squares for. I am making the Metrokerchief for the Harry Potter group. I'm making it for a project called the Phoenix. So I'm including that on my Harry Potter page, but I also have a separate page or project set up just for that. I don't know what I would do if we ever lost Ravelry, because that's where I have been putting my projects, all of my projects, for the past 4, 5, 6 years. So if I want to look back and say, when did I make the packs, for example? The Pax shawl, which is another pattern by Ava Nee, like the Snapdragon. All I have to do is go to my project page and find it. That's also where I can keep up with, did I do all the classes? How many do I have left? It's just the best thing that I have for tracking my crafting. I also track my crafting in my bullet journal. And I carry that around with me. But I have photographs, I have the name of the yarn, the size of the hook or the needles that I used, the pattern, everything about my crafting for the past, ever since I found Ravelry, is on my project page. And I am religious about updating my projects. Not so much my stash, which there at one time I was really I was enjoying the stash procurement. Not so much anymore. It's a big deal when I get stash now, so. But I do try to keep my yarn inventory updated. So if I'm out or if I find a pattern I like, Ravelry will tell you. When you look at that pattern, Ravelry will say, here's some yarn that's in your stash that would be great for you to use in making this pattern. So I really wanted to comment because I've just noticed that over the past week or so when because I like to go to other people's project pages and see what you can tell so much about a crafter. There was one time, if you had gone and looked at my pages, all you would have seen were Babette blankets, because that's all I did for a year, probably, was work on Babettes. I love that pattern, and it's about time I'm starting a new one, so we'll have to see. That's as easy as the granny square, only you get way much more bang for your buck. But, you can tell so much about how a person crafts. Are they just a knitter? Are they a knitter and a crocheter? Do they just make granny squares? And it's just neat to see. And when you go there, you'll say, oh, look, they made the same pattern I did with a different yarn. Neat. I wish, I had used a color like that or whatever. Anyway, I'm just, if you haven't friended me on Ravelry, please do. Take a look at my project page. Tell me what you think. Send me a message. If you do want to get in touch with me, again, you can find me as gojenn, Gojenn, on Ravelry or on Instagram. So, that's all I have until next week, which will be July. Woohoo! A new month, and the summer's moving right along, which is good. I'm always ready for fall. I like when the temperatures cool off and the leaves turn 100 different colors, and I don't know. I love the fall. Anyway, until I see you in July, I wish you nothing but love and laughter.